we'll be discussing economics in Brazil, in particular tourism. Over the last 4 years, it has become extremely expensive in many respects to travel to Brazil. Airlines have jacked up their rates significantly. I can still remember back in 2002, 2003, flying round trip from California for about $500 round trip. Now that same trip's going to may cost you about $1,400, $1,400. So again, airlines have jacked their rates up to some extent about $900 per trip. Along with that, the cost of living in Brazil, staying in Brazil, has gone up significantly. Hotels are to some extent out of the question for the average person. Hotels are charging, starting off about $150 a night, $200 a night. Even apartments, which again are still a bargain relative to hotels, have gone up from again the 2002 price, $35, $40 tops. Now the top price here in 2012, I believe the average price 2012 is about $80, and that's for a studio apartment, $80 a night. So again, prices have gone up significantly down in Rio de Janeiro. But we're going to talk about some ways in which you can cut costs, and because we still want you to travel to Rio. And again, Rio is not as expensive as you may think if you use your head. So again, listen to this podcast, and we'll be explaining to you ways in which you can continue traveling to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So today what I want to talk about is some ways in which you can cut costs. And this is going to be a quick podcast. We got 20 minutes. I'm going to be out of here. And the first thing I want to talk about today, ways in which Brazil is not as expensive as we think, ways you can cut your costs in Brazil, is the tourist visa. A tourist visa is needed to get into Brazil. And in the past, the tourist visa was a 5-year visa, or sometimes there was a shorter amount of time. What was it? A 90-day visa, I think some people got. If you were unlucky, you got the 90-day visa. Again, the visa costs about $120. Well, now, beginning last year, I think it was 2011, the Brazilian consulates here in America have decided that they're going to issue 10-year tourist visas to all people. So now when you apply for your visa, that $120, it's going to be good for 10 years, not the 5-year, and definitely not the 90-day, I think it was, visa that some people, unlucky people, got that one. Now it's good for 10 years. So again, you're cutting costs in that way there, not having to keep repurchasing new visas every 5 years, or if you're unlucky, every time you go down. But again, now it's every 10 years you get a visa. Again, this visa is an open-ended tourist visa. You can stay in Brazil up to 6 months out of a year. So again, you're cutting costs that manner. The second thing, the airline rates. And again, earlier when I opened up the podcast, I was discussing airline rates. And yeah, it's expensive. It's more expensive than the past. You're not going to get the $500 rates anymore. I mean, back in 2002, 2003, even 2004, those of us who were going down to Brazil had it made. Brazil was off the radar screen for most people. Now it's on the radar screen. I mean, I don't know who to, well, I don't say blame about that. But again, you got Snoop Dogg making that video in 2004, which brought a lot of people down there. Now Brazil has the Olympic Games. It's got the World Cup of Soccer. It's definitely on people's radar screen. People are realizing that Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, other parts of Brazil are beautiful, nice weather, beautiful women, whatever. And so people are going down. And so airlines have raised their rates consequently. And so you're going to pay more. But there are still ways to get a better ticket. I found that you can go to airline consolidator sites. And what consolidators are, they're companies that purchase seats on an airline. Say, for example, they buy a row, a block of tickets for a certain carrier, and they resell those tickets to consumers at a lower cost. And again, it's beneficial to airlines because airlines oftentimes have empty seats. So it's better to go ahead and sell those seats to a consolidator, who then can sell them to you at a discount, than to let that seat go unused. And again, the consolidators will provide you with a better price. The number one consolidator for Rio de Janeiro is BROL.com. So it's BORL.com. And they're quite often $200-$300 less than the going to the carrier's website. So again, BROL.com. You can also go to BrazilTravelCenter.OutsideAgents.com. Again, BrazilTravelCenter.OutsideAgents.com. Again, consolidators will provide you with a much lower rate than you can get on the airline. Third thing I want to talk about here, apartment hunting. In the old days, man, we had it made. I mean, you could not walk down the street of Copacabana without someone grabbing you, trying to offer you an apartment. Now, times have changed. The real estate market is booming in Rio de Janeiro. Costs have gone up significantly. But there are still ways of saving money. Now, so the first thing I want to talk about here is an apartment renters. And there's a really good renter in Rio. And their company is named Rio Beach Rentals. So again, the company is called Rio Beach Rentals. And you can reach them at riobeachrentals.com. So again, riobeachrentals.com. This is run by an American with family in Brazil. You can book your apartment online. And again, this apartment rental company offers rates that are either at the average or a little bit lower. And also, once you become a repeat customer, or even maybe your first time, he will often give you a lower rate. So again, the rate you see online is the most you will pay. You may pay less. And it's important. Another important thing about this company is that unlike most renters in Rio, he lists his prices on his website. So you know you're getting an honest deal here. Other people, they wait until you email them or you call them. They figure out how many days you're going to stay there and they adjust the rate accordingly. Or they figure out who you are, how many times you've been to Brazil or whatever. Or if you're desperate, they figure out if you're desperate for an apartment. They raise the rate accordingly. This guy will not do that. His rates are listed in stone on the website. You know what you're going to pay. Well, excuse me, you know the highest amount you're going to pay. Oftentimes, he would charge you less. So again, RioBeachRentals.com. You can trust them. He has a driver, Bruno, who picks you up at the airport. Bruno will be standing there with a sign with your name on it. Picks you up at the airport when you walk out of the deboarding area. Bruno's standing right there. You get in the car. Bruno takes you to Copacabana Beach. They take you to the apartment. You pay for the apartment, and you're good to go. So again, RioBeachRentals.com. Another way to save money is to go to Airbnb.com. So again, AIRBNB.com. Airbnb.com was started, I'm not sure what year, maybe a few years ago, in the 2000s I think it is. It's a company that allows individuals to rent out their apartment to visitors. So again, Airbnb allows individuals to rent their apartments out to individuals. And these people are verified through Airbnb. The apartment's safe, clean. And you can oftentimes find significant deals via Airbnb. If you go to the BrazilTravelCenter.wordpress.com website, again, the BrazilTravelCenter.wordpress.com website, and you drop down to my post on August 29th, 2012, you will see some listings taken from Airbnb. Some listings here. There's one woman who's renting her apartment in Lapa, which is the downtown district of Rio. Very trendy neighborhood. So like Greenwich Village, New York, Berkeley, California, around the university. And she's renting her apartment for about $63 a night, and it goes for about $700 a month. So again, a nice apartment for $63 a month. $63 a night, or $700 a night, a month. Again, you find this on Airbnb.com. So again, that's another way to save. Renting from individuals who are renting out their apartment for either a few nights or for a month. And that's the fourth thing I want to talk about is when you stay longer, you save more. Again, when you stay longer, you save more. Now, I realize that most people cannot take the time away from their jobs. But let's say, for example, you're retired. Let's say, for example, you're involved in a profession such as school teaching, education, or you're a student. You've got summers off. You will oftentimes save money by packing your stuff up, going down to Rio, living on the beach for a month, paying $700 or so for a month to stay down there. Have a great time. You'll save money. Again, can't beat that. $700 a month. I mean, most apartments here in the United States of America run about the same amount, or if not more. But here, you're in Rio, you're paying $700 a month, and you're staying on the beach, or you're staying in Lapa, a real party district of Rio, having a great time in a beautiful city. I suggest you do that. I've done it before a couple of times. Stay down there, for a month over the summer. Had a great time. Actually save money by staying down there again. So I would highly suggest you do that. Those of you who can.